Okay. We are live, right? Yes, perfect. So we are live. Still 1 minute to go. Exactly.
So people are still waiting, or yeah, okay, because okay, already 12 people in. Okay, hello.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depends which part of the world you are.
Yeah.
Right now.
Okay, so welcome to Edugo.AI webinar. This is actually our third webinar. And today we are going to talk about how to increase student engagement in online language learning. I am Nicole Carvelli, Edugo.AI VP Executive, and here with me there is also the company CEO and founder Giuseppe Tomasello.
Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to have you online with us. So thank you so much for taking the time, and I hope today we can deliver a lot of value to you.
Hello, exactly. So before to start, we would like to know where are you guys from? So just drop your answer in the chat box. I see that already somebody is saying hello from Spain, Finland, Italy. Actually, I'm in Italy as well. So yeah, some also Brazil.
Wow, so you literally are from all over the world. That's amazing. So I really hope that you guys are safe, that all your family, your friends are safe. I know right now this year has been like a really crazy year for all of us. A lot of things happen, but hopefully all of you are safe and we can actually get stronger after this crisis. So right now for me, I'm in Shanghai. I've been lucky enough that the situation here is safe. So we are free to go everywhere, and all the schools are again open. So, wow, you guys are really from all over the world. I can see Ecuador, Pakistan, Portugal, Bait Mama Hen, Ecuador, Uruguay, wow, Brazil.
So US, we definitely cover every corner of the world today. Amazing. So, okay, I think that we can start. And so today, as I already anticipate, we are gonna talk about one of the hottest topics in language education in recent time, that is how to increase student engagement in online language learning. Specifically today, we are gonna understand why language school needed to increase the student engagement and which are the challenges that they are currently facing. We are also gonna understand from the business perspective the consequence of student engagement on the business side of the schools. We are gonna analyze the current solution that the market is offering, and among those one, we are gonna introduce also Edugo.AI, so our own solution as we leverage artificial intelligence to create personalized lesson. But I don't want to anticipate too much, so let me just say that for those who will stay with us till the end of this webinar, there will be given the possibility to try Edugo.AI platform for free. So at this point, I give Giuseppe the floor, and you can dive deep into this topic.
Okay, thank you so much, Nicole, for the kind introduction. So today's topic is something that is really relevant for me, because personally there's been like a passion for me since the beginning of when I started Edugo.AI, and actually we've been discovering some really interesting insights that today I will actually share with you. So we make some discoveries through the process of having like thousands of students in our platform, and so today I really go deep inside one of these discoveries, so I hope it will be really valuable for you. So first of all, let's just analyze a little bit what's happening right now in the world, because we are in a really particular situation. So right now, actually, we have 1.5 billion students. More than 90% of the students have been affected by COVID-19 crisis. So it's been like something that is unprecedented, never happened before in the history of humanity, where those students actually have to go from offline learning, so to be in a physical classroom, as you know, they go to remote learning, which means the synchronous part of the class is now delivered using video conferencing tools such as Zoom, Skype, Microsoft Teams, and so on. But the core of the pedagogical approach is still the same. So the students are still using the same textbook, The teacher is still doing the class with the same length, so it's still 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, 2 hours class. So we are seeing actually not a transformation from the pedagogical approach, but just a transformation from the synchronous part, so the video call delivery method. And what we already start to see, that some schools are moving from remote learning to online learning. And actually online learning is something that is really different from remote learning, because now we're changing the delivery method of the class, so the synchronous part, we're also changing the asynchronous part and also all the part related to the content, for example. And also the duration of the class is different. And also all the interactions are different. So as we're going to dig deeper now, we are going to explore actually alternative methods that are not only remote, but also online. So right now, actually, we have been doing a lot of research to really understand deeply about the language schools challenges they're having moving from offline to remote and then online. And actually those challenges are mainly in two different categories, at least the one we identified. The first category is to adjust the content to the new digital format. For example, schools have a lot of content in the format of textbook, PDF, PPT, but now they need to actually go online. So they have challenges in adapting this content to an online environment. And the second challenge we are seeing right now is that there is engagement during the synchronous part, so during the video call. So obviously a student that is sitting in front of a screen right now for 1 hour or maybe 2 hours is really easily getting distracted by Facebook, YouTube, social media, and therefore the engagement is decreasing, and also the learning outcome are decreasing because of this new delivery method. And so what are the current solutions that the schools are adopting right now in order to face those challenges? The first solution is that schools use generic video conference tools. So for one example is Zoom, right? And so Zoom valuation has been increasing a lot in the past year. There's the reason. One of the reasons is because all the educational, all the schools are moving remote using Zoom. But the problem with Zoom is the fact that this is really generic. So there are not specific tools for language learning. Therefore, the engagement is pretty low. And also, the students can only engage during the synchronous part. The second part is about using, the second solution is using third-party platform for interactive exercises. So most of the time, schools are using, for example, tools like Quizlet or other like Google Classroom in order to share content with the students. But those two tools are separated, so also the user experience is not good. So now I would like to jump in and show to you actually what is the discovery we made in Edugo.AI and how we discover a new method that actually keeps the student really engaged during online language lessons. So in order to really understand how we come up with this new methodology, I would like to tell you the story of our first company about language learning. So the first company we launched was called Edugo.AI. Edugo.AI is, you can say today, is the TikTok for language learning, right? So it was a platform that we developed in a mobile app for Google Play and App Store. So the screenshot you see here in the first picture is actually from the Google Play. So we got more than 20,000 downloads across those two platforms, Google Play and App Store. And the idea of the platform was really simple, right? So the teachers can shoot a video using their phone, saying some language content, and then we transform this language content in some games and exercises so that the students can learn this content. Then the teacher organizes this in courses, and after that, actually, they can sell it in the platform. So it's really like it's a content sharing platform, right? And even though like let's say the engagement of the student was okay, was good enough, but it was not amazing engagement, right? So the students were liking the platform, so we had 4.8 reviews in the App Store, but still was not this incredible retention and engagement. But beside, there was only one student. Actually, the retention and engagement was incredible, was really insane. So the student was coming back in the app more than 7 times a day, was spending every day more than 4 hours in the platform. And so we really want to understand why this student actually is engaging so much in the platform. So we went to analyze the content that he was actually watching, and we discovered something really interesting. So we discovered that the student actually was watching the videos of a teacher, but that teacher was not a normal teacher. The teacher was his personal teacher. And actually, what they were doing is they were doing a lesson on Skype, and then the teacher was going in the app, was creating the videos personalized to the student, to what the student wants to learn, and then publish it for the student. So the student was not engaging with normal content in the platform, but was engaging with the personalized content that the teacher was creating for him. And that was a really incredible insight. And so we decided to build a new platform where our technology now works. You have a video call, and then AI is generating automatically personalized content. So before we dig deeper inside the technology, I would like to actually show you the platform we built, because this was 3 years ago. Fast forward now, we actually have the full platform already deployed. Already thousands of students are using it and getting a lot of value. So we are going to demonstrate to you. So Nicole, maybe you can share your screen so we can actually see the platform in action.
Okay, can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is Edugo.AI platform, and I log in as a teacher. So this is the teacher perspective. The platform can be fully customized according to your own branding element. And on this platform, we actually give the teacher the possibility to do several stuff, like create lessons and upload some material to digitalize the content, but also for live class, the teacher can open the time availability, and so that the student can book a class and see here all the bookings. Also here, also the teacher can receive student incoming calls. And then there is a very Zoom-like style because the teacher can start a video call, as I'm gonna do in this case, and can send a link to one of the students. So in this case, I'm gonna share this link to my student, Giorgio. And
so right now, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to do a really short English lesson. And the platform is actually right now for the combination of language, which is English, and the student is Italian. So he's learning English from Italian. But we can deploy the platform for any language combination.
Exactly.
Hello?
Hello, Giorgio, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you really well.
Great. So let's start our English class. So today I'm gonna teach you some basic business English. So let's pretend that you want to have a meeting with one of your colleagues. So you can tell him, oh, sorry, first of all, I need to record this call. So, okay, now let's dive deep in the class. So I was saying, you can ask to your colleague.
Okay.
I'd like to schedule a meeting with you.
Okay, let me try.
Okay. I just sent you.
I'd like to schedule a meeting with you.
Great. So let's try with another sentence.
Okay.
Are you available on Monday afternoon?
Okay. Let me try.
Yes, so in this case, I'm just gonna edit, adding the question mark, and send the sentence to my student.
Are you available on Monday afternoon?
Okay, great. So
thank you.
You can also introduce the topic of this meeting to your colleague. For example, you can say, the purpose of the meeting is to discuss our marketing strategy.
Okay, let me try.
Okay, I'm gonna send you the sentence.
The purpose of the meeting is to discuss our marketing strategy.
Okay, good. So, so now I also want you to practice a little more with these kind of sentences. I have already prepared some exercise, always through Edugo.AI platform. So I'm gonna share my screen with you.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, just 1 second. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen right now.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, great. So let's start the practice with this first sentence. Would it be
possible to arrange another time later in the week?
Let's see.
Possible, okay.
Okay, it's correct. Let's try with another one. The purpose of the meeting?
Upcoming to discuss.
Are you sure?
Let's try.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
The purpose of the meeting is to discuss the upcoming tourist season. Okay. So I'm gonna stop sharing the screen, and I think, Giorgio, that for today is enough, and you can practice with these sentences immediately after this class. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Giorgio.
Thank you so much, guys, for the nice class. So right now, actually, we go back to our presentation. So one thing is really important that you guys now wait 2 to 3 minutes, because our AI system now is processing all the content of this class, and now actually the magic will happen afterwards. So like, you guys stay with us. Stay with us, because actually something amazing is going to happen soon. So I will share again my presentation. So actually, to explain you a little bit what's going on right now. So our solution is, what it's doing is processing the content of this language class, and after 2 to 3 minutes maximum, it's going to generate actually this a personalized review lesson for the student according to the specific language content we learned during the class. So this is the reason why we go back, because we have to wait 2 to 3 minutes. Just be patient, because it would be worth it. So one thing I would like to point out is that our solution actually is not like the normal solution for remote learning, right? So for example, if you use generic video conferencing tools, for example, Zoom, Classine, Skype, and so on and so forth, one lesson usually is for 45 to 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour. Why is like that? Because it's replacing basically the offline interaction. Now they're moving online, right? They're doing remote learning. So it's mimicking the same kind of like length of the class. But with Edugo.AI, actually, we're not doing remote learning. We're not just video conferencing tools. We have also video conferencing tools, and we have also things that are specific for language learning, as you saw before, like with the speech conversion. So like that is more interactive already during the class. But what is even better is the fact that the class can be really short. So right now, actually, a class, since you are online, you don't need to commute, right? So you can just have a small pocket of time, maybe a coffee break. You can just jump on a call with your teacher and just be in 15 minutes conversation. Just 15 minutes. It's enough already to have this kind of like conversation and generate some language content. And that's the amazing thing. It's like you increase the engagement of the student when the length of the class is shorter, right? Shorter length means more engagement, because the student doesn't get tired. The student will not go on YouTube watching a video in the meantime, because the lesson is really short. And so the brain is not tired after being 1 hour absorbing new language content. I know myself, I'm learning Chinese, and after 30 minutes of listening to a Chinese teacher, my brain is exploding. So 15 minutes is like the good duration of a class. And then what's happening is actually that after the call, our AI system generates the content. So the learning continues after the class. It is complemented by our AI system. I will ask Nicole if the review is generated right now.
It is. So I'm going to share my screen again and jump on the student side of the platform. So, okay.
So right now we're going to see actually the result, and this automatic result of our AI system processing the content of the class.
So can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Great. So now I am on the student side of the platform, And if I go on lessons review, I see here that just the review of the lesson that I just had show up. Particularly, the student can see the whole video recording. So, okay, now let's dive deep in the... Okay, then also has here the key sentences that the teacher specifically said during the live class, and the student can both hear the voice.
I'd like to schedule a meeting with you.
As well as can watch the teacher actually saying this sentence. I'd like to schedule a meeting with you.
Perfect. Actually, if we over the sentence, you can see also the Italian translation, because in this case, the platform is for learning English from Italian. But obviously, this can be, changed according to your specific target market.
Exactly. Also, as a student, I can also see the whole chat that I had with my teacher. And then after reviewing... I'd like to schedule a meeting with you. Okay. After reviewing this first part, I can go practice now. So first of all, I have the key sentences and the keywords, so I can also click on them.
Like marketing.
And have the specific translation, as well as having a set of exercises based on speaking, listening, reading, and words, skills that I can just try and practice. So on the speaking exercise, the student can watch once again the video of the teacher. I'd like to schedule a meeting with you. Okay, so now let's pretend that I'm the student and I'm gonna practice. I'd like to schedule a meeting with you. Okay.
Perfect. So this actually, let me comment a little bit on this part, because this one of the reasons our students love this technology is the fact that they can repeat as many times as they want till they get the perfect pronunciation of that sentence. And that's something that you cannot do during a video call, because obviously the time is limited. And so if you have some specific sentence, you cannot actually practice so often. But in this case, actually, imagine there are some sort of smart notes, right? So the notes are taken from the class, and actually you have these exercises, and now you can practice as much as you want. For me, I'm learning Chinese using this technology. I go back in the same sentence maybe 100 times till I get the perfect pronunciation, because it's really difficult for me to pronounce with the right intonations. So I need to go and repeat over and over, and actually the AI system will never get tired. So you can repeat as many times as you want, and this is actually really good for student engagement.
Exactly. Then we not only have the speaking exercise, but we also have listening exercises. So in this case, I'd like to schedule a meeting with you. So I need to type meeting with you. Okay, and also in this case, the system is going to give me feedback. This is another example of listening exercise. So I need to listen.
Meeting. A.
And compose the right sentence. I'll go ahead just to give you a brief idea of how it is. Also in this case, I can watch the video of the teacher again and do the exercise.
Yeah, so we have actually more than 100 kinds of exercises that are already available in our platform. So we don't want to show everything we got, because it's going to be really long. So I think you guys, if you have more questions about this part, you can ask at the end of the webinar. We can answer to your questions, so we can go back if you guys have more questions about the kind of exercises we can build. But this is really important, actually. At the end of the review, you get also all the data about the performance of the student, and therefore all this information is saved in our learning management system, and therefore we can customize and personalize and get the right information about the student performance. So we can go back actually to the presentation. So we're almost over. So guys, thank you so much for being with us till this point. It's amazing. Because this is actually really important for us to show this technology. We're really excited to have like right now 128 people still with us. That's really amazing. So at the end, you can ask actually the questions that you guys want. But one thing actually we would love to point out is the fact that those exercises you guys saw today, those are just for a demo, right? So this is just for a demonstration to you. What we usually do, we work in partnership with schools, and then we build also customized exercises to make your school really like stand out and can be really fit with your pedagogical approach. I give you this example is on the left, you can see the picture. This picture is given from a school here in Shanghai. They actually wanted to create this exercise. So they just literally like took a picture of this exercise, just give it to us, explain what this look like. So you just listen to audio and then select one or two sentences. Like you have the option of 2 sentences, right? So what we do is we take this exercise, we formalize it. So we analyze the pedagogical approach behind the exercise, and then we build the kind of exercise that is in the platform, that is for the specific school. So we can do this with many kind of exercises. So you guys can be really creative with that. Obviously, depending on the kind of exercise you guys want to create, then would be more difficult or less difficult to create. So we need to discuss case by case, but this is absolutely something possible to do. And then just to give you some numbers, because actually the good thing is that we already deployed this platform, this technology for more than 2 years already. Like we have thousands of students that use this platform. And so we have data and information about what actually is the engagement, how much changed the engagement using the platform. So we know that with the generic video conferencing tools, if you're doing online one-on-one language learning, the average retention for a student is 5 lessons, which means that on average, a student after 5 classes will drop. So will not continue, maybe we'll start using other schools offering. But we noticed that with the Edugo.AI platform, the average retention is 15 lessons. So it's 3 times more. And the reason being because the content stays in the platform, it gets really personalized to the students. The students can find all the resources that stays in the same platform. And so we discuss a lot about the pedagogical approach and how much a student can actually learn, which is, I think, the most important thing, because we ourselves are students of languages. We love to build tools that we ourselves use. But just to give you like a real story, is that I'm using this tool to learn Chinese myself. And by using this personalized content, last week, I was able to go to the Chinese government and do a presentation completely in Chinese. And that has been really rewarding for me, because actually I can learn the content of that presentation using Edugo.AI software. So it's been amazing. And so we know that this actually works really well from the student, increase engagement, increase learning outcomes. But also we know that it's really important also for our schools, for businesses, and to reach your business objectives. So how actually student engagement can help your school to increase your business objectives? Well, it can help you actually in 3 different stages of the funnel. So if you have like a funnel, is like for student acquisition, right? Like if you go online, you want to get new customers, actually they go by different steps. So the students have to go on your platform, your website, then subscribe, and then actually do a trial lesson, for example. And then from the trial lesson, actually convert into paying customer, right? So this step is called the revenue part. And actually our software can help your school to improve the conversion from free trial to revenue, right? Because the experience is much better than Zoom, for example. Also, as we saw before, our software helps your school to increase the retention. Since actually the student can get all this personalized content, is building up, all this content inside the same platform. Actually, it stays much longer inside the platform because they go back all the time. Like as of the example of the first student that is coming back 7 times a day for 4 hours, really stay in the platform. This is the kind of effect you get when you get super personalized content is relevant for you. And actually the most important, having high retention, is because it's much better to retain your existing customers than go and acquire new customers, right? It's really expensive right now to acquire new customers, but if you already manage to retain your customers, that is the best way that you can increase your business performance. And last but not least is referral. So if you have your students that stick with your school for many years, then of course they're going to have like a lot of friends, and they're going to talk about the experience they're having with your school, and that is the best way you can acquire new customers. And that's actually doesn't cost any advertisement budget, because you can do it actually just using the promoters, which are the students, right? So right now, actually, thank you so much for being us till almost the end. I would like to ask Nicole to wrap up, to explain a little bit what can be the follow-up after this webinar, and then we can jump to the questions. I saw in the chat, actually, you guys have a lot of questions. That's amazing. Thank you so much for asking all those questions. So what we will do after, we just go through those questions and we try to answer as best as we can.
Exactly. So just to sum up, what you can do right now is try our platform for free. We can customize it for you. So I'd ask you just to fill a very easy form, and I'm gonna send this the form link here in the chat, as well as we are gonna send you an email immediately after the webinar. So you can fill it, and we will create your personalized Edugo.AI platform. So you can create your first personalized review lesson after a live video class. Just remember that the availability is limited for the first 7 schools, and this survey will be open until next Tuesday, December 15th. So at this point, let's go to the questions that you guys have.
Okay. So what I will do, I will scroll down. I will try to answer to the first question.
Yeah.
Because there are many questions actually. So let me see actually what was the first question. So I see a lot of, okay. So you guys had some connection problems. I hope right now are solved. So I will start with Benfang Wang. So she asked, the platform looks amazing. Thank you. How much % commission does Edugo.AI charge from teachers earning, or is fixed monthly fee? Okay, so for the pricing, actually, we have different kind of pricing, depending on which package your school decide to purchase. We have actually a really small monthly fee that goes from the $299 till $499. And this is actually like depending on what kind of services your school want to purchase, right? Because actually our platform is not only the one we show today. So we have the synchronous part, which is the video call system, booking system, payment system, automatic review generation system. That's one part of the platform. We have another part, actually was the topic of the second webinar we did, actually 2 weeks ago. That is about the content digitalization part. So that's another set of features, really useful as well. So you guys actually, if you want to understand better how that part of our system works, I suggest to you to go watch our webinar. Maybe you guys, Nicole, you can send the link on the chat so you guys can actually, it's available on YouTube, you can watch it. And so depending on what feature set you want, actually there are different pricing. The price fee is pretty low, but also we get a percentage of the revenues that are generated in the platform, and these actually for us to cover the cost, because we want to scale together with your school. Obviously, since all the video call system and all the AI system really expensive, so we need to actually have a way that we can scale together with the school. So we ask a really small fee to set up the platform, monthly fee, and then a percentage. That one can go from 10 to 20%, depending on which package you want to purchase. So I hope I answered to the pricing. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to send you an email where there is also the pricing attached. So you guys, you can see actually with a really clear, in a really clear format all the pricing. So if you have more doubt, you can actually check that pricing.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have different other comments. So Lydia, it's nice to have all these options in one platform. Booking system is great, I agree. Okay, thank you so much, Lydia. So Nicole Finnegan asked for F1 students who must be present in a classroom for a specific amount of the time per week. Does the time prior and after a video call count as the classroom time? We do obviously we do a separation between actually the real time, like the video call time, and then the time that the student spends doing all these interactive exercises. So we give you the statistics so you can check it out, actually how much time the students are spending in the platform. There is all the part of our platform which is for the school manager, where you can have all the data and information about the student enrolled in the platform. We didn't show today because that will be another webinar, basically just talking about that part of our system. But yeah, so if that counts as a classroom time or not depends on you. So if you want to count it as a classroom time, obviously you can. Otherwise, you don't count. You just count the synchronous part. What we suggest is actually, we don't see actually the synchronous part separated from the asynchronous part. We see that as like together. Is like is an extension of the synchronous part, and I think that's the power of this technology, because like it's an integration of these two parts. Can a teacher, so Patrick Main Prize is asking, can a teacher upload their language learning curriculum onto the system to allow tagging specific lesson to specific objective with their curriculum? Yes. So Patrick, thank you so much for asking this question. As I said before, actually the topic of our previous webinar is exactly about this, is content digitalization. So I suggest to you to watch the previous webinar. If you have other questions, feel free to contact Nicole or me, and we can answer to more questions. But yeah, so one big part of our solution is actually solving content digitalization. Let me go up. So Navinder Narang is asking, is your solution specifically for language courses only? The answer is yes. Right now we focus for language courses. The reason being is that we build all these really specific tools for learning languages, such as we have a dictionary integrated, we have grammar understanding of the language, we have all these linguistic exercises. So we really go deep into the natural language processing, so the AI for language, and we really go deep in that. So maybe in the future we're going to switch to other knowledge domains, but for now there's already a lot of work for languages. Languages is such a big field, and what we are really passionate with. So Lydia O'Donnell is asking, so target language becomes units inside the lesson? Yes, exactly. So the target language becomes the exercises that you guys can practice during the lesson. Okay, Nikki Webster, molto bello, interesting. Grazie. Grazie, Nikki. Thank you so much. Navinder Narag, your solution. Okay, so again, the same question. Eleni Dos, is recording a meeting legal in Italy with the privacy law? Yes, if they give the consensus. So actually, since we recorded the meeting for pedagogical purposes, the students need to actually agree with the terms, and actually, so it's legal to do that. Okay. Okay, so does the AI check the pronunciation? Yes, the AI check pronunciation during the speaking exercise, so we'll give feedback. Okay, so Damien Auger is asking, I understand how it works one-on-one lessons, but how does it work for face-to-face group classes? So this is actually something that we are developing right now, is the system for a group class. The system actually works in a similar way that you saw right now. So the teacher can create content during the class, can do all these like interactive exercises. And then actually the interesting part is the fact that at the end of the class, each student will get a review, but that review will be filtered according to the student's specific profile. So if the student, for example, is doing some mistake in those exercises about, I don't know, a specific word or a specific grammar point, we will save that mistake, and then we use this information to filter out the content and then give really personalized reviews to each student to fix the specific, mistake that the student is making. Okay. So Lydia O'Donnell is asking, yes, speaking practice is very important. I agree with you, Lydia. I record videos for my student to do this, but it's time consuming. Exactly, Lydia. So actually this what we discovered during our first platform, Edugo.AI, the video sharing platform, that the teacher actually after the class by using our tool to generate all these videos. So the students really love it. But the problem there is that the time to create all this content was really time consuming. Actually, for teachers that have many students, this is actually a big problem. So we build the AI system to automate it. So that's the main thing about our technology, is that this decreasing a lot the time that the teacher needs to spend to prepare material, because it's automatic, right? So you just finish the class and that's it. The AI system will generate all these exercises automatically, so you don't need to do any work after the class, and the student can engage even more interactive exercises, because it's not just the video, it's also all these practice that you get with the technology we built. Okay, so Prem Sorek, the problem is that the software tells you the pronunciation is correct, even if it's not. So we are aware of that. Is sometimes the speech recognition is too, let's say, it doesn't say that you're wrong even if you're slightly wrong. I know this is like a problem. We are trying to improve the speech recognition system, but this is actually a problem of artificial intelligence, that AI is so good to recognize the words that even if you don't pronounce perfectly, it's still recognizing as correct. We know this is a problem. We are trying to actually collect more data about student pronunciation to improve the speaking system. It's not perfect, but we are really investing a lot to make it better and better over time. So thank you for pointing out this. But still, actually, like the teacher doing the class can correct pronunciation of students. So it's not, the student is not left alone. There is still, the teacher can actually give some feedback about pronunciation. It is good for listening. Kaida, so I improved a lot my listening for Chinese, for example, using the system. Barima Kwaku, okay, your learning platform is really advanced and will help in creating courses and keep students engaging online. Thank you. Yeah, I believe the same. That's the reason why we built, and actually we are trying to build even more advanced tools over time. So we are hoping to collaborate with you guys to create a new kind of exercises together, so we can fit your pedagogical approach. And actually, we build the tool, right? So this is a really important part, is that we don't want to recreate all the pedagogical approaches. We want to build a technological tool and collaborate with you guys to give these tools to you, so you can actually use it to deliver the best pedagogical approach to your specific target market, because you really understand your customers. The learning languages market is really fragmented, it's really big, and there are really different markets, because for each specific country, there is like specific pronunciation problems, specific pedagogical approaches that need to be adopted, right? For example, if a student here in China, like students learning English in China, are going to have completely different problems than students learning English in Brazil. Even they're learning the same language, but they're really different like problems, because they're coming from different cultures and different backgrounds. So we need to adapt to the specific markets. That's why like we want to build this really flexible platform and giving to you actually the tools to adapt, because you really know your market, you really understand what are the students' problems. Okay, so wow, there are a lot of questions actually. I will try to avoid to answer to all the questions. Sorry guys, but I think otherwise we'll take like a lot of time, and the webinar will finish soon. Actually, we are going to hit the limit.
But there's no problem, because I've signed all the questions down, so we can personally follow up and reply to all of the questions that you guys have. So don't worry about that. So,
yeah. So one thing actually, if you guys have more questions, we have a Facebook group. So we have a Facebook group that you guys can actually participate in. I'm also in the group. Nicole is also in the group. All our team, Edugo.AI team, is in the group. So I think we can start some discussions about some of those topics. I believe you guys brought on the table some amazing topics. I can see, for example, about the speaking recognition. I think that's a really interesting topic. I would love to discuss more about that. And maybe also create a webinar specifically for that topic in the future if we actually want to discuss deeper. So what I will suggest is that we can join together this community, and then we can start having discussion about these specific problems for this platform. And I would be really happy to dig deeper and have a discussion with you guys. But for problems of time, actually, I believe that we cannot answer to all the questions. Otherwise, we will take more than 1 hour. And actually, the time limit, the webinar will switch off after 1 hour. So I think we need to actually cut it. But I'm so glad, really, really grateful that you guys stay till the end and ask so many questions. That makes me feel so grateful. Really, guys, I appreciate a lot. So one thing actually I would love to do is that to see you guys using this tool and actually get also some feedback once you use the tool. And we are giving this tool for free. So it's like we're going to deploy a platform that is personalized to your school. You guys can invite your teachers and your students start doing some trial calls using this AI system, generate personalized content. I think it will be amazing to get some feedback from you guys. And yeah, looking forward to really see what are your feedback, because one thing is actually to see the platform actually in a demo, but another thing is actually to try yourself, experiencing all these tools, playing with the technology. That would be really, really nice. But I think we cannot actually go through all the questions. Stateci bene, ragazzi. Okay, so thank you so much. I wish you a great weekend, and I'm so grateful for all the people, especially in Asia, because it's Friday night. They're being with us on Friday night, so it's amazing to spend Friday night with you guys. And for all the people in the US, I wish you a great day. For the people in Europe, a great afternoon.
Yeah.
From all over the world. I wish you all the best, and stay safe, and I hope to see you and be in contact with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, if we don't see each other before.
Bye-bye.
Oh, there is the Facebook group. Giorgio just linked it. So if you guys click on the Facebook group and join the conversation there.
Exactly. Thanks once again for joining us. Let's do follow up via email, and bye-bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.